Hey guys, this is JT Works on Cars. Today I'm working on a 2015 IS250. I'm doing an oil change and a filter change. So step one is to jack up the front of your car on this point right here. Oh shit, my flash died. But right there, right here, metal, solid part of the front subframe to jack on. There's two frame rails over here and there. It's kind of obvious, it looks like a truck frame rail. And you put the jack stands on the frame rail. You put it on the pinch wheel, you're pretty likely to fold it. I don't know why Lexus pinch wheels fold so easily, but you want to loosen the drain plug first. After you jack it up and put it on stands, it's going to take a 14mm socket and the drain plug's right here. So you look at the front jacking point, it's right here. Nice close up. You go right here, that's your 14mm drain plug. So I'm gonna loosen that, so I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Alright, I just broke it loose. It's only torqued down to 30 pound-feet of torque, so it's not on that tight. Make sure you have a catch container right here, which I positioned it right underneath. You need to angle it a little bit to the left and towards the rear. Boom, look at that, perfect aim. I'm gonna leave the drain plug right here. Oh shit, I dropped it. But there's a crush washer right here that you need to take off and replace. I'm gonna pause the video. Then afterwards I'm gonna show you how to take out the filter. Then, with the new crush washer, it's kind of hard to see. Make sure you take the old one off. You put it in, you torque it, you put in the drain plug and you torque it down to 30 pound-feet of torque. I'm gonna pause the video while I grab my torque wrench and torque it down. I'm pretty sure y'all know how to use a torque wrench. The next step is to take out 3 10mm bolts here, here, and here, and that will reveal the oil filter housing. It's a 10mm. I'm just gonna use the impact driver just to make it a little easier for me. The last one's right here. This is hard to do because the IS has such a low front bumper. Jesus. Alright. Then take it out like that. Boom. Here's your oil filter housing. You gotta use a special Toyota tool. And I'll put an Amazon link to it. Not an affiliate link because I just want to help y'all out. And you put this filter housing tool on. This is so hard to put on. There. That's on. It's only tightened down to like 18 pound-feet of torque. See that? It's not on that tight. I'm gonna take off the ratcheting wrench. Put my catch container right here and just loosen the rest of the filter housing by hand. Ugh. I'll pause the video because it's kind of self-explanatory what to do from here. Next step is you remove the old O-ring right here. It's not an O-ring, it's a gasket, my bad. Just put it aside. Then here's your oil filter part number. Right here. This is for the IS250. IS350s and GS350s. Basically anything with a rear wheel drive style. 3.5 liter V6 like this. The all-wheel drives uses a different part number, because there's also an additional gasket you have to replace. Then here's the new one. So I'm gonna take some of the old oil in the housing and I'm just gonna lube this up. You always want to lube up rubber gaskets. This makes it easier to install, prevents pinching. So you install it into that groove right here. I'll put the camera down for a moment. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. And here you see, it's on that groove right there. Oh shit. Alright, it's pretty lubed up. Here's your new filter. OEM. OEM tends to be the best on most cars. Then boom. Look at that. we're gonna go back under the car and install it. God, I should really invest in a tripod. Alright, then you put it back in the housing. Then you torque it down. Actually, you don't need to torque it down, just snug it. It stops. It's pretty hard to under tighten this. So I'm gonna pause the video. It's self-explanatory what to do from here. Alright, once you're done tightening it down, put back your oil filter housing cover on. Put the cover back on. There's 3 10mm bolts. Just snug it till it's tight. There's no torque spec. You need to torque that. Don't work on cars. Next step is fill up the engine oil. It takes about 6.5 to 7 quarts, I believe, but I'm gonna put in 6 quarts to measure it. And to fill it up, the oil fill is right there. I'm gonna be using Pennzoil 0W20 because Mobil 1 was out of stock, and I normally use Mobil 1. So just dump in the first 5 quarts because according to Google it takes 6.8. And I'm gonna pause the video because I can't fill this one-handed because I don't have a funnel. I just put the first 6 quarts in. Now I'm gonna lower the car and just slowly fill up like the last 0.8 because it's better to slightly underfill than slightly overfill because you can always add more oil, but it's kind of hard to take it out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the car back down on the ground, still on jack stands, so I'm gonna put it on the ground. Alright. Let me put the light right there. I filled up about 6.6 quarts. And if you look at the dipstick, shit, I dropped it. You look at the dipstick, it's a little over the fill mark, but once you start up the car, it's gonna fill up the oil filter housing, and that should get it level. Hope you enjoyed my video. It's a pretty bad video because I ran out of battery on my phone. It's at 2% and I can't use flash. I gotta rely on my camera. But I hope you guys enjoyed my short video and feel free to subscribe and have a nice day. Final step, y'all. Make sure you start up your car. Make sure there's no low oil pressure light and just go under, just flash a light under the car. Just make sure nothing's leaking. So you wanna make sure the oil drain plug's not leaking. And you wanna shine a light on the oil filter housing right there. Make sure you see no leaks. And there's no leaks. Just let it run for like 30 seconds, turn it off, wait 5 minutes, pull out the dipstick, and just double check the level.